Welcome. I know it's been a while since I had put anything out, and to be honest, it's because I have been super busy with StaticeQuo, which is the pop group that I am part of. So our debut is coming really soon, so all of that info and stuff will be on our social media. All the links and stuff will be down below, just like usual. And yeah, I hope you guys check us out. What inspired me to do airplane mode was the time that I was going through. So I had just been doing the vote for a month in July, and I really started to miss a lot of things that came up in California. So a lot of the friends that I met there and very special people that I didn't want to miss so much. I kind of just wanted to make a video so that if I did miss them, that I could watch it again. I do, yeah. Eventually, I'm not really in the correct financial situation to be releasing music videos so much, and it takes time to make music videos and to plan them, so it's been really hard just because of the fact that I've been super busy as well. But in regards to, music videos for this channel specifically, yeah, I wouldn't mind doing another music video or two. The original concept of this video was a long-distance relationship. As you guys know, everybody that was being a part of the vote and stuff like that, we all came from completely different places in different parts of the country, so the concept was a long-distance relationship. The video took about 3 days. Well, it was throughout 3 days because we were working on it for a good night of one of them, like the beginning scene where I'm sitting on the car. That one took about a night, but then the next day we woke up really early to get some sunrise shots and stuff like that, at the end of the video. And then throughout the days of those, it was all really sporadic, but it all happened within 3 days. Like I said before, it was because of the time that I decided to make it. I was extremely inspired when I came back. And when I did come back, my sister actually showed me this song, and I was inspired with it musically as well. I really enjoyed the original, but I felt inspired to do more with it. So I decided that I wanted to cover it, and from the cover it grew into having visions and ideas for a music video. So I decided to just go ahead and make a music video too. As an artist, I am that type of artist where, depending on what my emotional state is and what my mental state is as well, even physically, if my voice is in the mood to sing a certain kind of song, and if my emotions allow me to do it, then that's usually how I choose my covers and stuff anyway. So it just all worked out. I think one of the biggest challenges that we had to go through when we were doing this was dealing with equipment that we have never dealt with before. When I first told Lorna that I wanted to do this music video, at first we were kind of just planning on, using our iPhones to do them, and then I kind of told her, I want to do this video a little more expensive looking. I didn't want it to look super iPhone camera, So I asked her what we could do, and her mom was a photographer, so she had a really nice camera. And luckily she was very open to letting us use the equipment, so we had to learn the entire way through on how to balance the light and how to actually use the camera and stuff. So that was one of the challenges we faced. Another challenge that we did face too was the fact that we had to film at specific times of the day. I wanted this whole video to be kind of like a journey where you're reminiscing. So in the very beginning, I wanted it to look like it was not quite sunrise yet, but it was really early, so it was still dark and we still had that blue light. And then choosing the time of days and making sure that we chased the sun properly, that was another challenge. Strangely enough, one of the other challenges that we we went through was going to the beach at like 4 in the morning, 4 or 5 in the morning. And it seemed like a good idea at the time until we forgot that Florida and beaches that early have nature and bugs and things that eat you alive if you don't have bug repellent. So the first day, both Lorna and I got eaten up because of the fact that, we didn't have bug repellent and we forgot that beaches have bugs, no-see-ums, they eat you alive. Yeah, other than that, there weren't really many challenges that weren't out of our control at least, so. The equipment that we used was extremely minimal in the sense of it was literally just the camera and a tripod and a monopod. But the camera is a Nikon D7000. It was a really, really big step up versus our iPhone cameras. So thank you, Mom, for letting us use your camera. So one of the main things that was a symbol in the video was the sparkler. So it showed different time periods of my memory when I was reminiscing about the relationship that I had with the sparkler. So when the sparkler was lit, that means that it was present day, and when it was not lit and in the jar, then that meant that it was past tense. The reason why I put the non-sparkler in the jar was for two reasons. Because one, it was such a pain getting the sparkler to stand on its own. And B, because I kind of wanted that feeling of when you're first getting to know somebody and when you're first getting into relationships and stuff where you are closed off and you have walls that you build around yourself, and then eventually when things start to blossom and your trust kind of starts to open, then so does the jar. So that's why the sparkler in present tense was outside of the jar. Another thing was the color red. It was a pretty prevalent theme in the video, but I did like red because of the usual symbol of love, and I also wanted a more playful thing for the past experiences, so I wanted to give a bit of innocence as well. To me, having the red and white and having the light colors and stuff like that for the past scenes, that was one of the ones. The paper airplane, the idea behind that one was that was my feelings. There was a scene where I was trying to put the letter into the mailbox, and that was basically me trying to ship away my feelings and tell whoever is going to receive that how I felt about them. But then, I chickened out, so I went back and grabbed it, which was why in the present tense videos, they were still with me and my character. So then at the end, when I finally threw the paper airplane, it would pretty much symbolize that I was going to let the wind take me and just, trust my feelings and let them go wherever they wanted to. So it was really interesting planning this video just because of the fact that it all happened so fast. I came from California. I heard the song within the week that I had come back. So then within that week of having the cover already, I had already been talking to Lorna about wanting to do the video. So within a couple of days, really, I did all the shot lists that we needed and found the locations that we needed to do, the costuming and stuff. That all happened within a couple of days just because I was super inspired by it. It really does take a lot for me to come up with ideas, but once I have them, it's so easy and it happens so fast. Just going into the planning, it was a lot of me just spouting out ideas and then trying to find a cohesive storyline that still made sense, but at the same time still had that vagueness where it's open to interpretation. And so even though all of this stuff means a certain thing to me, it could mean something completely different to another viewer that doesn't know about what my concept was. Asking for Lorna's help was a really good idea too, because of the fact that I was so hyped up on being inspired by it that it was really hard for me to focus on you know, the little things. So I was really glad that she was able to help me with this project, because it would have been a hot mess if it was just me. No, actually. The majority of it was local, in the sense of like it was in the same city, not necessarily the one that I live in, but it was all happening in the same area. So all of the car scenes, we literally drove around the block like a few times next to the dance studio that we worked at. The beginning scene was in the parking lot of the dance studio too. We also used Lorna's house, but then the other locations that we used Steak and Shake in St. Augustine for the diner scenes and the milkshake scene. And then we also did the beach, which was in Crescent City. So that was the beach that we had used. Well, when I did Airplane Mode, that was pretty much my first music video that I filmed and edited and directed all by myself. You know, there was a giant learning curve in using equipment and stuff like that. So I think if I were to do Airplane Mode again, I would probably invest in better lighting situations and choose different locations as well. There's a lot more thought that went into when I was first thinking about this, but things we had to compromise with because of the fact that we were chasing the sun, and also like the fact that there was no airports nearby and stuff, because like the beginning scene, I really wanted that to be at an airport and a good chunk of it to be where there were planes and stuff like that, but we did what we could. And I think if I were to do anything different, it would just be to have better resources. Alright, well, I hope you guys enjoyed the Q&A for Airplane Mode. I'm really sorry it took so long, but I'm really, really happy that you guys have been super patient with everything that, you know, has been going on. I got sick for a really long time, then I was in and out of California, you know, for the past few months and stuff like that. So please look forward to all of this stuff with Status Quo as well. We are debuting very, very soon. So yeah, continue supporting us, and I hope you like what we got. See ya.